day. It's a pretty good day. The Warriors are probably playing right now. Probably gonna win. Continuing on with my my friend's PC, I've got my power supply connected to it. I'm pretty sure all it needs is 24 pin right here, and I believe that's an 8-pin power source just to boot up the motherboard. Got the CPU in there, the RAM, no GPU just because the cables are super thick and it won't wrap around properly without bending anything. So we're just going to try the motherboard by itself, and then we'll try the GPU. See if the motherboard boots. In theory, it should work. So here we go. I'm going to try this out. Plug this in to HDMI. It's plugged in. Power supply, I believe, is on. I think that's on. Can't remember. Okay, should be on now. I'm not getting a signal on the. I'm not getting a signal on the computer. I need to put in a VGA instead. Everything's silent, which is good. Don't hear anything ramping up like it did last time. But yeah, it's a good thing that nothing's like ramping up like it did last time. Guess I don't have hybrid on. Well, I'm gonna turn it off. I might need VGA because HDMI not be perfect enough. Okay, so I hooked up the graphics card. Took me a while, but I did it. I am connected via DVI. If that doesn't work, I'll hook up DVI right here to the motherboard. Everything's in. CPU. Just double checking the CPU. CPU is good. Everything looks good. Let's turn it on. Can't hear a post or anything like that, so I connect directly to the motherboard. One more time. Nothing. No digital signal. I've done this before on my rig. It might work on this one. There is, I believe, it's behind this. Yeah, there it is. There is a battery in the motherboard. Just like there's a battery in a watch. Sometimes you have to take it out to fix it. Just resets the motherboard, like the little memory that's in the motherboard. Not RAM or anything like that, but like the one that keeps the time and date. And just put it right back in. If everything boots up properly, then all it means is he needs a new power supply. And if it's not posting correctly, I don't get a splash screen or anything like that where it says like gigabyte or whatever, then the motherboard might be dead. Nothing's showing up. Analog, I don't want analog. Digital. Probably looking like the motherboard is dead. What happened was Larry tried booting it up for the first time, and there was a spark, and the power supply that he originally got shorted out, and it could have shorted out other components like the CPU or the motherboard, and it's looking like it's not posting. So it could short out some parts of the motherboard, but it would still run other things, like the fan is running, this fan is running, I believe, yeah, the graphics card fan is running. It could run other things, but it won't be able to run whatever it shorted out. So it's looking like I'm going to pack this up. It was quieter than everything else was. But I do recommend that he needs to replace his power supply with one that has an 8-pin, a 24-pin, and two 6-pins for his graphics card, and replace the motherboard. Luckily, it's under warranty, and he can replace the motherboard. But after that, we have to figure out if, with the new motherboard, it will work, and if it doesn't work, we return the CPU and get a new CPU, and if that doesn't work, then I am lost. I wouldn't know what else is it. The RAM is 1600 megahertz. It accepts the motherboard only accepts 1066 megahertz RAM, so that might be a problem. But we can't get a hold of any RAM that's that slow right now. Yeah, I don't think I have any RAM that's slow. But yeah, for right now it's just not gonna work. So I just gotta pack it up and let Larry know it's not gonna work. So it didn't work. I'm just gonna have to go with defeat today, but I guess we're just gonna have to figure something else out with this computer. I really like troubleshooting technology, whether it be my computer, my friend's computer, or whatever. It's a lot of fun. Keeps me thinking. just makes me go back to what have I learned on YouTube, what have I learned with the Nightmare, what have I learned with, you know, just stuff from school. Because I did take a computer class in school, and it's kind of bad that I flunked out, but I didn't do too well on it just because, you know, MySpace. Way back when MySpace was awesome. But I'm still trying to figure out what we can do to fix this problem, why it's not posting and why it won't show anything. Thinking it's the motherboard. Just replace the motherboard and everything should be fine for right now. I think that's the only thing I can go off of is it's the motherboard. It kind of got shorted out when the power supply shorted out. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the power supply. And if Larry gets a motherboard with the correct amount of pins on the cables, then it should be fine. So he won't have to spend as much money. He might have to spend a little bit more money. I don't know. But I'm trying my best to make it where he doesn't have to spend any money. But the power supply does have to. Does have to buy a new power supply. But just because this is what he did, and this is how people can learn. Just because your power supply says it's 150 watts and it can support everything that's in your computer, doesn't mean it's the right power supply. You have to make sure all your connections are covered. Like, he got a GPU, a graphics card that has two 6-pin connections for power. The motherboard takes a 24-pin, just like every motherboard, and an 8-pin CPU. The only thing that came with his power supply was 6-pin for some reason, and a 24-pin. And that's probably a power supply for way older motherboard, when you really didn't need 8 pins for a CPU, when the CPUs didn't use that much horsepower. But yeah, always check your connections that you need and power supply connections that are available. That's the takeaway that we can get with this particular project. But now it's time to go home and watch the Warriors hopefully win. But yeah, that's it. I couldn't get it to boot. Hopefully next time when we try and tackle this, we'll get it to boot. But yeah, time to go home. So the Warriors won. That was awesome. Could have been at Buffalo Wild Wings celebrating, but I didn't feel like it. See if we can hear some fireworks. There's usually a lot of fireworks around here. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Good game. Wasn't the Lakers though. Oh man, I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you for watching. Warriors win. Tomorrow I'm gonna show you the new update to Adobe. They did their 2015 release of their Creative Cloud, and I'm still learning how to edit looks and stuff like that for speed, color correction and stuff, color correction on the new setup. But yeah, I'll show that to you tomorrow. I don't know what's new with Photoshop, but whatever I find out, I will show you. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be a pretty good day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, all the good stuff. And I'll keep you posted on Mary's PC. Hopefully we get that done soon. See you tomorrow. Bye.